For my second research paper, I decided to do it on Sony Entertainment and their hack in 2014. So this wasn't actually the first hack that Sony had ever had. In 2011, some people hacked their personal account data from over 1 million users of their PlayStation game systems. So to help prevent something like this happening again, Sony increased its staff at a 24-hour security operations center near Washington, D.C., and also designed firewalls and specialized computers to help ensure that the hackers were kept out. However, in 2013, the company that monitored its cybersecurity was switched to an in-house team, and it was thought that monitoring the new firewalls and systems were lost in the shuffle. On November 24th of 2014, it was just a regular Monday. Employees were showing up to work and to start their computers, but instead of the normal screen that they were used to logging on, they found a screen with an image of a skeleton on it. So Sony's cyber attack actually had began a few weeks earlier. A software program began stealing large amounts of data from Sony's computer network, and on that Monday it began wiping out the corporate files. On that day, it leaked confidential emails, future film projects, and documents from the company that had held private information about personal lives of their employees, and also salaries had all been leaked online. According to the Wall Street Journal, Sony was actually the victim of one of the most malicious cyber attacks in history. So Sony's data was very much so compromised, and they weren't really prepared for this kind of disaster. Being the biggest cyber attack in history, Sony's chief executive Michael Linton said during an interview that it took him 24 to 36 hours to fully understand what was going on, and in these hours there was precious time that was going by. Sony's hackers did erase their data. Email and computers were no longer functioning, and senior executives of the corporation had to come up with a new plan. So Sony decided to take itself away from the outside world, and they started communicating only internally with landline phones and written messages. Workers had to improvise in order to communicate with each other, and they had to use Gmail accounts and notepads. The payrolls department had to find an old machine that would cut paychecks manually. Then from November 2015 till December 2015, Sony had estimated that they spent $15 million in recovering and investigating who was in charge of the cyber attack. FBI had thought that North Korea was at fault against the attack of Sony, and luckily they were able to actually contact the FBI within 24 hours of the attack. According to the CEO, two things that they should have done quicker was to have a plan in place for a large cyber attack, and also that they should not have communicated so many personal things over email and kept on their network. In Sony's case, I believe that having an up-to-date business continuity plan would have really saved Sony a lot of time and money. They weren't fully prepared for the attack, and they didn't learn from their mistakes from the attack in 2011. Had they done more testing and knew their recovery time and objectives, and also just known the different resources that they needed in order to ensure that an attack like this wouldn't have happened, they probably would have been better off. All right, thank you.